Art aficionados and comic book connoisseur. My name is Frederic Guimont. I'm going to do a little live for you today. I'm going to be doing a little bit of live drawing. I'm working on a character here that I call Black Medusa. Started drawing her yesterday on Wrangler's channel, and we're going to be working on her today. So let me have a look, see if we're live, if things are actually... Seems that we are. Let me refresh on the YouTube page. Just make sure the audio is working and all that. I see my live here. Just do a little confirmation. Get the audio. Okay, everything seems to be working good. Let's get started. Okay, so here we are, Black Medusa. Now she's not the prettiest girl right now. She's pretty angry. I think that kind of hurts her beauty a little bit in a way. But what are you going to do? All right, hold on. I'm looking for my pencil sharpener. It seems to have gotten away. Damn. Is that the cats again? Case of the missing pencil sharpener. Oh well. We'll have to go without it for now. Okay. Let's go. Got the idea from Omer here to draw a snake around her neck. Kind of like gives a little bit of tension. Gives them a little bit of agency. They seem more alive than just like a headdress this way, which makes it really interesting. And Lord Otter suggested I have one go down here on her chest here. And here it is. I'm drawing these without a reference for the moment. Sometimes I like to have references, and sometimes it's good to be just kind of winging it as well. You could get more stylistic. Sometimes when you've got working with references, you're a little bit constrained. I'm not saying that to advocate against references, because you do tend, things always look better with references in terms of realism, that's for sure. But sometimes it's just, you want that free-flowing kind of vibe to it as well. Like there's something to be said about the energy of the drawing, and if you're too constrained, too hesitant, that's what kind of tends to hamper the drawing, not the actual referencing, I would say. What do you guys think? Any artists out there have an opinion on that? All right, here we're drawing some kind of snake heads on a Medusa headdress. Got the eyes popping here. The jaws wide open. There's almost no chin on a snake. Or there is no chin. And let me just make sure that the snakes actually kind of look like they're coming out of her head like they're Rasta braids, right? Well, braids is maybe not the right word, but what do you call a strand of Rasta hair that's kind of clumped together? If we had a hairdresser in the chat, maybe we answer that question, but for now let's just draw it. We know what we're drawing. Okay, so I've got like room for two snakes perhaps on the side of her head here. One is going to be meeting with this snake body. I just threw these sketches, these snakes, kind of randomly to occupy the white space around the character here. Did this last night on Wrangler stream, just to get a layout just to get an initial composition. And now I'm coming back in and making everything kind of stick together. All right. All right, I see we've got 9 people watching. Do say hi if you're in the chat. Love to hear from you. Let me know you're out there. Because we're drawing a Medusa today. And yeah, it's just another one of my characters here in the Ratel comic book. And people ask, is she a Gorgon? Is she a classical Medusa? No, not really. She's more of a voodoo priestess who kind of gives herself this Medusa identity to inspire fear. And she's been able to recreate the powers of turning people into marble statues, like the classical mythical Medusa did. All right, got a kitty cat who's coming into the frame. Kitty cat, stay back. Stay back, kitty cat. You're giving me some shadows here. And we're trying to get the heads of the snakes here. These are kind of like vipers. I'm not a snake specialist or anything. But from what I've seen in movies, I mean, I've seen snakes in real life as well, but they were just kind of quiet in an aquarium, not really jumping around, biting people, thankfully. But these are, kind of based on snakes we see in movies, I guess. Or comic books, but I think I saw more snakes kind of jumping in movies. It's not a rare thing to see. Snakes on the plane. There's a couple of movies with lots of snakes in it. All right, let's get these fangs drawn here. They're pretty threatening. And they're not perfectly parallel. Like there's something about the snake jaws where they can kind of open to the sides. Because these snakes can swallow creatures twice there. Like they could just widen up the jaw to be able to swallow larger creatures. We see huge pythons kind of even able to eat humans sometimes, right? The jaw will just separate up and down the middle to the sides. And they'll open up huge dimension to be able to swallow larger creatures, such as humans. There we go. Drawing the fangs up here. So kind of doing a warm-up stream right now. Warm-up live stream. I'm going to be having a show tonight on my channel called Proof of Comics, where we're going to be featuring the Lord Otter. Lord Otter, whose first book, Curse of the Star Wraiths, is getting a sequel this week. Shadow of the Twin Moons, I believe it's called. Hey, we got Omer in the chat. How you doing, Omer? Yeah, you saw this last night, didn't you? Oh, maybe I've worked on it after the show. You might have not seen all of it just yet. Omer's been doing a lot of fan art of my characters lately. And he's been asking some good questions like, does she really have a pendant or not? Reference to, this is one of the drawings I did on my previous stream. Actually, I just sketched her out in pencil on the stream, but after the live, I went and inked her, and I've been coloring her. I colored her this morning. I did a first pass. Almost looks complete, almost looks done, but almost done is sometimes it's just halfway there. Omer says, nope, first time seeing it. Oh, really? Because I thought I drew her last night on Wrangler's show and you were there, so strange. Cool, man. Well, I've got a snake wrapping around the neck, much inspired by your fan or the same character, so kudos to you on that. So, yeah, she's got a rage-filled face, a little bit of an ugly face. She's not meant to be kind of beautiful in this expression. Meant to be a threat in a way. And yeah, Omer's been kind enough to make some shorts for me as well. I've uploaded the shorts you sent me, Omer. So maybe YouTube will make some short suggestions from these lives. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. In the meantime, I'm just trying to keep up the pace. I want to do one of these every day. It's kind of a good practice. Both a streaming practice and an art practice, right? Because you're kind of doing both at the same time. Two hobbies at the same time. Streaming's great to connect with people. Get your art seen out there. And it kind of forces me to stick at the drawing table, because when I'm drawing and not streaming, well, I can get up at any moment. I could just play a YouTube show or this or that and get distracted a lot easier. Not to say that I can't sit down and draw for a long period, but there's something about when you're streaming that kind of gets your ass stuck to the chair, at least until you're done streaming. You know what I mean? All right, she's got quite an array of snakes slithering up atop her here. Just gotta make sure all the heads are lined up and anchored to the top of her head here. He says he was you were too busy drawing your commission to see it. That's fine, man. We're all drawing our own thing. Understandable. You'll get to see it when it's done regardless. And these are kind of filmed at the same time. That's the beauty of these streams. We're kind of like leaving a trace behind of us drawing these things. Maybe AI will learn from it and learn to emulate us, because I used to say, well, this is proof that we're not AI, but you know what? AI is getting so good. How long before it can emulate a draw stream, right? How long? Not too long, I bet. I just wanted to drop in for a bit. You got to get ready for your drawing stream. Well, you've got a drawing stream in about 23 minutes now. Yeah, man. Have a good luck with that. Maybe I'll catch you later on the Proof of Comics. We're going to be promoting Otter. I'm going to be drawing a two-headed woman on Proof of Comics tonight. One of Otter's characters. And it should be a lot of fun. Big challenge. Don't think I've ever drawn a two-headed woman, not that I can recall. It's going to be a bit of a challenge anatomically, and should be a lot of fun. Kind of a wicked witch character that I don't know too much about. I've not read his first book either, but his second book is coming out. I have the first book though, so I will get around to reading it shortly. Omer says, got to figure out how to do all my streaming from my phone while my main computer is down. Yeah, dude, what a shit show it's been. Your tablet is blown up with battery. Your computer won't stream from Restream. And you got to do everything from the phone, man. At least you're very resilient. Like a lot of people would just say, F it. I'm going to try not to swear too much here, but I think we're allowed on YouTube. A lot of people would have just thrown in the towel and just said, I'll get back to it when things are on the up and up, but you're not caving in. You're not throwing in the towel, man. You're continuing to stream. So kudos to you on that. Very resilient. I have been kind of lazy on the streams. I've been wanting to do one of these a day, but man, I've been kind of stuck between the morning where I color my stuff and then having streams already scheduled kind of in the evening. So my mornings are so late that when I'm done, I get back to eating and it's already close to streaming time in the evening. So I'm like, I figure I'll do it tomorrow. But you know how that goes. You say you do it tomorrow and then tomorrow you wake up as late as the other day and so on and so forth. This is kind of why I'm like, I'll just stream anyway. I'm about to stream on my own channel in about 2 hours or an hour and a half. But you know what? It doesn't matter. I'm going to get one of these out. A little bit to test out your theory of creating shorts from these lives. So that's going to be interesting to look at if YouTube actually creates some. And also a little bit of just getting the habit in there. You know, I kind of want to make it a daily thing. So I need to work up the discipline, the habit of doing it every day. So obviously it's not always going to be the ideal situation. There's going to be times where I just need to roll with the flow. Hold on, this snake is going to be aligning up to this strand here. So, like I was telling you, Omar, she's not really bald. You draw so slow. Yeah, I do draw slow. But I take my time. I try to look for the right line here. I'm trying to chat up with you guys at the same time. But welcome there. Lila Schloth, 1275. Welcome. If you're new to the channel, do hit subscribe. I'll be doing one of these per day. And I've also got a nice show coming tonight. We're going to be looking at Lord Otter's book and drawing a two-headed priestess. So that should be a lot of fun. This is going to be a short one today. But I wanted to get one in. Wanted to make sure that check the box for today. And that I'm back to making one of these every day. Practice makes perfect. And the more I draw, the faster I'll draw as well. And I don't want to draw too fast with these snakes because I'm really not used to drawing snakes here. Kind of want to make sure I get the right look for these little creatures. You know, realism is part of it, but most importantly, they got to strike fear. They got to look like a threat, and they got to look alive, swirling around her head here. It's kind of a magical spell, turning her Rastas into pythons or vipers, or I'm not a snake expert here, but someone will correct me. Some of their mouths are closed, will have their tongues out, trying to occupy the kind of empty space here. Make sure everything looks good in terms of composition. I gave her these loop earrings. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep them though. And I'm even rethinking of her eyes. I do like them, but I thought of making her a little bit more wide eye, kind of like really crazed look. Now she just looks kind of a little bit angry, but maybe I'll keep it. I don't know yet. I kind of like it. I'm not sure yet. Usually when I'm not sure, I come back and change it later, but now's not the time exactly. All right. Get the forked tongue here. This one's got a huge jaw. Kind of tend to want to exaggerate the snakes in the background as they're the one we're most likely to ignore or to miss. So by giving him a more exaggerated pose, they draw our attention in a little bit more and make the background aspects attractive to look at as well, instead of just forgetting about them. A little bit of crooked fangs again. And just taking the layout and fleshing it out a little bit. We're going to be coming back in doing more detail work when the whole composition starts to come together. This eye looks a little bit too far back. I don't know. What do you think? All right. Fangs. A lot of fun. Snakes are pretty dang interesting creatures to draw. They're almost surreal, right? Almost magical creatures. These bodies with no limbs, just one large tube, slithering, creating a lot of fear in a lot of people. Namely, Indiana Jones famously afraid of snakes. For an adventurer, it's a pretty strange phobia to have, but it goes to show how powerful a phobia it is. And yes, snakes are highly charged symbols as well, right? Represent magic, evil, temptation, sin. Yeah, I think all the placements are there. This one's kind of looking at the camera. Give him a tongue coming out as well. Yeah, I think that's pretty fleshed out. And I'll cut it short today. Got a stream in about, 1 hour on this channel, Proof of Comics. So do check back. And we'll have a look at Lord Otter's book, the sequel to Curse of the Star Wraiths. Hope to see you there. Talk to you later. Have a good one. Talk to you soon.